Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Wednesday, April the 14th. Today is National Dolphin Day. I think dolphins are adorable.
They really are.
I'd like to give a dolphin a hug. National Ex-Spouse Day. Why do we need a day for that?
That's not really something you want to celebrate
Hallmark
usually.
card for that. I used to love you, and now I don't. National Gardening Day, National Pan American Day, National Pecan Day, or Pecan Day. How do you say it?
Pecan.
Do I say it funny? Is that the one that you said I say? No, I say cashew's funny.
Yeah, cashew.
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 How do you say cashew?
I just say cashews.
Oh, okay. I think
but
that's
you put the emphasis on the shoe.
Cashews. I don't think I do that. It's also National Reach as High as You Can Day and Look Up at the Sky Day. So both of those on the same day, which is, pretty cool. And it's a Wednesday. I've got a guest. I have the NBC/MSNBC senior medical correspondent. His name is Dr. John Torres, but he's known as Dr. Disaster, and he's got Dr. Disaster's Guide to Surviving Everything, essential advice for any situation life throws your way. See this book right here? That's from him. It looks pretty darn cool. I'm going to chat with him all about it in just a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. According to a new study, it turns out that mice also engage in social distancing when their mates get sick. Neuroscientists from MIT say mice have brain circuits that stop them from mating with other rodents that appear to be unwell. So they say if a mouse doesn't feel good, the other mice go, you know what? We're going to just leave you alone. So
I think I'll back off on this one for a while.
I'm not in the mood after all this mice sickness. A new survey found 40% of Americans do not recognize themselves in the mirror due to stress. What? 40%? That is a huge number.
They don't recognize themselves?
So they look in a mirror and they don't even realize that's them because they're so stressed out.
No, whatever.
Yeah.
They might say, I'm so exhausted I barely recognize myself, but they can't say, who's that?
Who is that guy?
No way.
The guy who's talking exactly like I'm talking.
Whatever. That's
I don't know.
not
I've got a link
accurate
to
at all.
It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. When Louisiana police found a clear crystal-like substance in a Walmart bag in a guy's pocket, John Combs did not claim that it was cornstarch or, some baking thing. Like lately, there have been several people doing that. Instead, he had an even better answer, Heidi.
What was it?
47-year-old said, that's salt for my ingrown toenail.
Oh.
Turns out it was meth, but even had a large wooden stick. He was walking down the middle of the road at 4:25 a.m. They found him with this crystal-like substance, and he goes, oh, yeah, that's salt for my ingrown toenail. That's what that's for.
Okay.
But I don't think that's how it works anyway. Have you ever done that? Put your toe
I have never had an ingrown toenail.
The last thing I would have wanted to have done is stuck it in salt water, but
unless
maybe that's
they
the
think
answer.
that helps with swelling or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure. But turns out it wasn't. It was meth, and he got to go to jail because that is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Kim Kardashian is in the news. She is now a billionaire, officially.
Okay.
So before, she was just a millionaire.
Just
a millionaire. Yeah, like I wouldn't even take a call from her before. I was like, just Kim. She's just a millionaire. Well, now she's officially a billionaire, so I'll be answering your calls from now on, Kim. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are releasing their first Netflix series now. So it's been in the news.
It's really
for
a
while.
good thing that they got that privacy that they were after.
Wanting to get out of the spotlight, so now they've got their own series and
whatever.
And former actress from the show Boy Meets World says she now makes 6 figures a month on a controversial website where people pay.
Sexy time?
Something like that. I don't know. It probably had the name of the site, and I most likely took it out of the story because I just feel like I'm not going to promote those.
No, I agree with you.
But anyway, she was a teen idol back in the day, and a teen star. I don't know a teen idol, but a teen star on the TV show Boy Meets World. Now 6 figures a month on some naughty website. So.
Well, there you go. I'm sure your parents are very proud.
I don't know. Big screen, little screen. Brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scuba of the day comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com. Massimo, the guy that he and his wife...
Yes, the Varsity Blues
thing. Masio Giannulli.
Yes.
I probably got it wrong.
Close enough.
He got out of prison a few weeks early. So that brings the college bribery scandal to an end. It's all
Good
finished.
behavior?
Yeah, probably. I'm not sure. He seems like a nice guy. Again, they were trying to do something good for their daughter.
Yeah,
and
you just don't do it
didn't
that
work
way.
real well because what they did was wrong. Hey, last Saturday, and I guess now it's 2 weeks ago Saturday, the 4-3-2-1, the third. So Easter weekend, Saturday was 4-3, and then the year 21. Mm-hmm. So that was like a countdown day. And it drew extra long lines at wedding chapels up and down the strip in Las Vegas.
Oh, I bet.
Superstitious couples who said they were waiting for that countdown day to get married. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're doing it. So they got married on 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's adorable.
It is adorable. Miami Beach could be on the verge of ending the city's famous 5 a.m. last call. So I didn't even realize that was a thing, but their last call is 5 a.m., so you can literally party all night long. It's like, okay, last call, we're going to get a wink of sleep and then open back up for breakfast.
So why are they getting rid of that?
Because they're saying that it's a little bit irresponsible. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. A massive fire broke out at a Chicago recycling plant. That's sad. So I hope everybody's okay. And then one last story here. Amazon issued an apology admitting some of their delivery drivers are often forced to urinate in bottles because of demanding shifts that leave them
we talked about this a little bit
no time for breaks. So they're saying that, hey, we're really sorry. We're going to try to do something to make that not a thing anymore. So bizarre story. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with our guest today. You may see him on the news quite often. He's a correspondent with NBC and MSNBC, senior medical correspondent Dr. John Torres. And we're going to talk now about his new book, Guide to Surviving Everything. Dr. Torres, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well today. How are you doing, John?
I am fantastic, and I love this book. I paged through this, and there's some very practical things in here and some things that just make me smile. So thank you for adding the things that make people smile, too.
You bet. We wanted to make it so that it was educational, but also a little entertaining. So, because I think if it gets to be entertaining, then people pay more attention to it. And it's got some important information, especially I think we've all found out during the pandemic just how important it is to be ready for these situations that we don't expect because they're going to happen.
Absolutely. And the subtitle is Essential Advice for Any Situation Life Throws Your Way. And in the last year and a half or so, we've had life throw some interesting things our way, haven't we?
Oh, we certainly have. And like I said, none of us would have predicted the pandemic. None of us would have predicted just how important toilet paper would have been back, February a year ago. These things just happen to pop up, and they're going to keep popping up throughout our lives. So having a basic understanding of the main principles to survive these things is extremely important, not just for you, but for your family, your loved ones, your community as well.
And this book just came out right now. Again, it's available. I'll throw a link to it to make it easy to find. But what would you say is, if there is one thing that would be the most important thing that people should know, everybody should know, what would you say that is?
The most important thing is the will to survive, and that's one of the things that my dad taught me, the military taught me, is having a reason to come back from something. And whether it's a survival situation in the wild, whether it's a pandemic, having something to come back for most people, that's their family, that's their kids, and just keep that in mind, because there's time after time where people who've done everything wrong but had the will to survive made it back. And then just a little bit of preparedness ahead of time can really help make things a lot easier and a lot more likely to survive.
Now, there are some things we can prepare for, like if we know, hey, I live in an area where it gets cold all winter and we have blizzards, I can stock up and be prepared for those kind of things. Or if I live in an area where there's, hurricanes that happen, I can stock up for those kind of things. But there are other things that you can't really prepare for, where something just kind of happens. Is there like some sort of preparedness kit that we should have? Is there something that everybody should have on hand all the time?
Yeah, there are certain things that everybody should have on hand all the time. The biggest one is a first aid kit. Make sure you have one that's robust enough to take care of you and your family, and assume you're not going to be able to get anywhere for a couple of days for help, but you're going to have to take care of yourselves. In that kit, make sure that people have a 30-day supply of their prescription medications. That's extremely important, because you don't know when you're going to be able to get back to the pharmacy. And you're right, preparing for these things, that the unexpected is important, because nobody in San Antonio or Austin, Texas, thought that they would be preparing for essentially a blizzard that would knock out their power for a week. None of us saw that coming. And so, these things can happen anywhere, and they're starting to happen everywhere. So just having those simple things in hand, having a few weeks' supply of food is extremely important, making sure you have enough supplies to last through these things. Water, another one thing, a gallon per person per day, just have it stored somewhere. And just be ready for these things.
And that doesn't have to be a hard thing to do. One of the things that people think, oh, man, I can't stock up for food. When you go to the store, just grab a few extra canned goods, put them somewhere. It might not be necessarily exactly what you want to eat, but in a pinch, you'll have something anyway.
Exactly. Canned goods, beans are great. Rolled oats are fantastic. Even those, the different energy bars and things like that, they can hold on for a long time. Like you said, might not be the most appetizing, but it's going to keep you going, and that's the important part.
Again, the book is called Doctor's Disasters, Guide to Surviving Everything, and the subtitle, Essential Advice for Any Situation Life Throws Your Way. It's available right now. I'm going to throw a link to it to make it really easy to find. Dr. Torres, thank you again for your time today. I appreciate it a bunch.
You bet, John. Thank you very much.
And again, the book is available. I'll throw a link to it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Bees will sometimes sting other bees. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're notorious for their stings, but humans are not the only ones who get that pain.
I thought a bee died, though, when they sting.
It says, in protecting their hives from outsiders, some guard bees will stand by the entrance or hover by the entrance and sniff the bees as they come in. According to the biology department at Marquette University, they say there's a rogue bee from another hive that tries to get in, maybe steal some nectar. The guard bees will bite that bee, and they'll maybe even sting that bee.
Wow.
So, yeah, you better be, going to the right hive.
Bee bouncers.
Yeah, little bouncer bees. It's kind of cool, really. It's today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world, brought to you by radiotravelgroup.com. Dateline Russia. Actually, two different stories today, Heidi. First one, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a law a little over a week ago allowing him to potentially hold on to power till 2036. It's a move that formalizes constitutional changes there endorsed in a vote last year. And then, times two, Dateline Russia. A reporter in Moscow had her microphone stolen by a dog on live TV.
Oh,
Can you imagine how embarrassing that would be? Get back here! Chasing a dog around. And I bet the dog thought she was playing, so then the dog would just take off even more.
Oh,
funny.
funny.
That's just how that would work. So I've got a link to both of those stories if you want to see them. They're in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A man performing Botox treatments has been arrested and charged with practicing or attempting to practice medicine with no medical license.
Yeah.
Mike Bruno from the sheriff's office called it one of the most bizarre cases he's come across in his career during a little news conference. Mr. Bruno said the sheriff's office received a tip from another law enforcement agency that Nelson Turin was performing these Botox treatments with no medical license and without any certifications.
This actually happens quite often.
The detective was posing as a client March 12th, went into the spa in San Jose Boulevard, talk about Botox treatment. During the consultation with the gentleman, the detective said that he was seen consuming alcoholic beverages too. So the guy's getting ready to shoot somebody up with Botox. He's getting all liquored up. And then he went over to the injection kit, used a marker to identify different areas where he was going to perform this treatment. That's when the detectives came in and stopped him right where he was. So the guy didn't get any Botox squirted into him by the drunk guy. But what a weird story. I don't understand why anybody would go to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. But maybe
well, you
people
wouldn't know. I mean, you assume if somebody puts a sign on the door, hey, they're probably legit.
People assume we know what we're doing. Maybe they don't. It's Weird News brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. A man riding his motorcycle over 100 miles an hour was weaving in and out of traffic. He told deputies that his need for speed was okay because he was, quote, trained to drive like that, end quote. They found 65-year-old Charles...
Jeepers creepers.
It's okay, he's trained to do this. Charles Thomas of Malbor on his motorcycle, 10 a.m., traveling over 100 miles an hour. According to the arrest report, he was passing cars in a no-passing zone into oncoming traffic. Authorities finally caught up with him. He said, hey, I'm trained to drive like that. I'll do it anytime I'm in a hurry. The report does not disclose what type of motorcycle he's using.
Works.
He was arrested, charged with misdemeanor reckless driving, and his bail was set at $500. $500. Yeah, that is today's moment of duh. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, But I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Heidi, tell me, Mountain Vista, Palm Desert, California. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I'm going to say
Mountain
rehab
Vista.
center.
And you would be incorrect.
Oh, man.
For those of you who got it right at home, it is a golf course. Here's your golf clap. Heidi was wrong again.
This is getting painful.
It really is. So here's what you should do in the future. Next time, whatever you think, say the other. Because your instincts are perfectly wrong. That is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by timeforrehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. What a story. A woman who cannot swim rescued an elderly man who fell into a harbor. Yeah. A woman in New York being hailed as a hero for jumping into the water in Barcelona Harbor to rescue an elderly man. He fell in while feeding the ducks, and they got called. Firefighters were called at 6:15 p.m. for the report of a man in the water. First responders learned that a woman identified as Mia Goot, G-O-O-T, had been watching the man feeding the ducks, and he slipped and fell into the lake there. And that's when she said, I saw him go face down. She ran over to assist, and he was still face down, so she wasn't sure if he hit his head. The miracle part, he continued, is that Mia does not know how to swim, but she jumped in
life anyway
to rescue him because he started to float out a bit. She was able to retrieve the fallen man and bring him back to the rocks.
Wow.
The man was transported to the hospital for an evaluation and later released. So how amazing is that?
Talk about a hero.
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
It says, I cannot thank Mia enough for taking quick action. She is a true hero. Mm-hmm. In the words of the man she saved, I would not be here if it wasn't for you. Thank you. So that is really cool. There's a photo here of Mia, and she looks like a sweetheart. And also a photo of the area where this happened. And it's a beautiful, beautiful area. And he was just, sitting there feeding the ducks and slipped in the water and fell. So two things. First of all, be careful out there. If you can slip and fall, you might slip and fall. So just be careful that you don't do that. Maybe sit down and feed the ducks. I don't know. And then the other thing is, if you're able to help somebody in a situation like this, just do it. What an amazing thing.
Awesome.
She could have sat there and said, I got to wait until somebody else can do this because I don't know, I can't swim. I don't want to get in the water. I can't.
Right.
He would have never made it. It's because of her quick thinking. And it wasn't like she dove into water that was 20 feet deep. It was along the shoreline, and she walked in and pulled him out. But still, she doesn't even know how to swim.
Right. And if he would have pulled her under or whatever, she wouldn't have been able to handle that. That's
crazy.
Really cool.
An amazing story. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.